Loree makes it great. I'm a mom of 4 and I've been married for almost 15 years. I'm interested in bringing you family meals that are affordable for your family, that are in my cookbook that I make all the time. This meal is going to be a vegetarian meal, so it's very affordable. It's broccoli potato soup, and you can serve it along with some French bread and butter, which is wonderfully affordable as well. You can get a loaf of French bread for about $1 at my grocery store, and it will serve for 2 meals. You'll have enough. So let's get started. I have about 9 large potatoes. You can use any kind of potatoes that you like. These ones are Yukon Gold that I got at Costco. You can also use red or russet I've used. You're also going to want to cut it up into cubes. And I have this wonderful cubing machine. It's a professional cubing mandolin that my husband thought of getting when we were doing paleo eating recently. And this makes it a lot easier to get all these potatoes into cubes quicker. I also have 4 cans of the Swanson chicken broth. This is my favorite chicken broth. I've been using this chicken broth for years, and I've been trying to make my own chicken broth, and it just does not end up with the same flavor intensity. This one is low sodium chicken broth, so it's not going to make your food overly salty. So you're going to take your potatoes and you're going to shred them, or you're going to peel them. I went ahead and peeled my other potatoes, so you guys don't have to watch me peeling all of my potatoes for this meal. And I'll show you how my cuber works in just a minute. Like I said, this meal is delicious, and it reminds me of when I was a kid. We'd go up to this place. I live in Southern California, and there's a town called Julian that's about an hour away. And my husband and I actually got married in Julian, which makes it a very favorite place for me. It's in the mountains, and they serve this delicious potato soup there. And whenever I was a kid and I'd go up there, we would eat in this cafe, and they had this most delicious potato soup, and this is what it reminds me of when I make this soup, and I love it. Okay, so I have my potatoes here. They are all peeled, and they're ready to be cubed. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut, if your potato is really big, you're going to need to cut it in half first. That way it gets into the holder the best. This is a little dealie that you stick the potato into. You get your guard and you put it down, and then you set it to your settings. Let me make sure mine is right where it needs to be on the large cubes, and you put it in there and go to town. And you have to turn it back and forth a little bit. I'll show you guys what a time saver this is. Look at these cubes and how quick. Unfortunately, my dishwasher's on, so I hope it's not going to be too loud. Okay, so I'm going to finish cubing up all these potatoes. I have 2 cups of broccoli steaming up here, and after that I'm going to dump in all of the chicken broth here. We're going to get this going with potatoes. So we have 4 cans of the Swanson reduced sodium chicken broth. You're also going to want to cut up your onion very fine. I use half of a large onion in this soup. So this is just a yellow onion. And then you're going to cook down your onion and your potato until it's nice and soft. Starting with your onion, you're going to want to get your oil in there with the onion, get it to a nice little saute till it's nice and translucent. Then you're going to add your potatoes and the broth, and you're going to simmer it till it's nice and soft. Hope I said that right for you guys. After the potatoes are nice and soft, after about 20 minutes, you're going to add in your cooked broccoli, which the broccoli really only takes a few minutes to steam up here. And I'm going to drain it off so it doesn't get overly soggy while the soup is cooking. Add the broccoli in there, and then we're going to blend it up in the blender. Half of the soup needs to be blended, and then you mix it into the rest of your soup. So I'm just finishing up cutting up this onion here, and then I'm going to be throwing it down in avocado oil. You can definitely use butter if you'd like, and usually in the past I would always use butter because I love the flavor that butter gives to a soup. But my husband and I have been doing paleo eating quite a bit, experimenting with that. And the healthier oil while you're doing paleo is the avocado oil. And I get that right at Costco. It's a very good price at Costco. And the other ingredients for this, I get the Swanson broth from Costco. They have this huge box of it. I think it's a 12-pack of the broths. And I just get that at least once a month and hang on to that for all my soups that I make. And I buy the big pack of the broccoli. There's always a night where I eat a side vegetable, and if I have the broccoli for the soup, I can go ahead and just use it for whatever side. We need a little dark green vegetable on the side of one of our meals. We can put that in there. And I love cooking for my family. That's one of the things that really I felt good being able to take that position. My husband doesn't really care to cook that much. Luckily for him, I love to cook, and we got this house a couple years ago, and it has this beautiful kitchen, so I'm glad that I can share my cooking, my love of cooking with you guys, and help to give you some ideas. I know everyone gets bored with cooking, especially when you're cooking for your whole family. I'm cooking for 6 of us, and we try to cook a lot more at home because we've noticed the more kids that we have, the more expensive it is to eat out. And it doesn't matter if it's eating fast food or a nice restaurant, it's like super expensive for us to go eat out somewhere. So luckily, you know, it's a lot more affordable. We have money for other stuff we eat at home. And kids a lot of times are very picky with the food they have at restaurants, and we notice that they don't appreciate the food anyways. So to spend, you know, $40 on eating out is not a good choice for my family. Okay, while I let this finish cooking, I'm going to give my son a healthy snack. He's working on his homework. I'm going to grab my 16-month-old, and I'm going to put him down for a nap. And this is my daughter, Kira, who's 9. Okay, Nick. Then we are going to take the dog for a walk. Okay, we're back from our walk, and Ruby is nice and happy from having her walk, and she's waiting for her dinner. And I'm going to go ahead and get this soup finished up so we can have our dinner. Okay. So I'm going to be using my Vitamix blender. And Vitamix is a wonderful blender that's going to take this soup and get it just nice and smooth for us. We have to blend half of the soup and then mix it back in, as I said before. So I added in my 1/4 cup of black pepper, and I added half a teaspoon of salt. And now I'm going to put my 2 cups of broccoli before I blend this up. And Ruby wants her dinner, so I'm going to see. Oh, it's too hot, Ruby, you have to wait. Okay, I'm going to get this into the blender. Really hot, so you have to be careful, but you do not have to cool this down first when you're working with the Vitamix. So it's a really great blender. If you don't have a nice one, I recommend this one. I've had mine for years. They even sell different sizes of the blender canister part, so you can make a smaller batch if you like of whatever. I use mine for my smoothie a lot in the morning. Okay, so I have my soup in here, and carefully put this lid on, blend this up. Do you like it, Nick? Do you like the soup? Nicholas, do you like it? Is it yummy? Nicholas. Hello, Mama. Do you like the soup, Nick? Turn your spoon. Do you like it?
Nick, do you like it? Is it yummy?